Wacha niwaulize. Uhuru Kenyatta mnasema ameenda retire. Kweli mkipima ameenda retire? Anatafuta nini? Wacha tuhesabu. Mimi kwa sababu nimekuja hapa na mnisikize vizuri na msichukulie msaa. Uhuru Kenyatta anafaa kwenda, kwanza yeye ni tajiri by nature. Kabla hujaamka alizaliwa kwa mattress, ako vizuri. Sisi wengine tulizaliwa tu kwa ngozi na tuna survive mpaka leo. Hata hawa Bukuyu Waluya hao wako hapa ni kama sisi. Yule mkabila alifukuzwa na ukabila yake na vile anafaa roho chafu.
Wewe Uhuru bana, kuwa muungwana na uheshimu wa Kenya. Wakenya walikupea nafasi ukaharibu taifa yetu. Wewe nyamaza na uvurute vitu yako polepole chini ya mti. Waja kusumbua sisi na kutuambia lecture. You have no capacity to lecture anyone. You have no right to lecture any leader in Kenya because you were granted an opportunity and you squandered it. Part of the bigger problems that this administration is trying to tackle are the messes that were created by you, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta. You should be the last person to speak and try to tell anybody about this country.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, according to the video clips that we have begun the video with, it is the snippets of the videos from the PA to the president, the personal assistant to the president, Farouk Kibet, attacking the former president of the Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the whole of the United Opposition bunch. But one message that has caught my attention is this attack on Uhuru Kenyatta. From the videos we have begun with, it is a clear picture that has been painted by RUTO's minions on who is their greatest threat to their re-election in the year 2027. Farouk Kibet has blown up the cover on a story that I did yesterday on an alleged meeting that was held between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga in Dubai about a month ago before Raila's death. According to Farouk, the recent attendance of Uhuru Kenyatta to grace Raila Odinga's burial was Uhuru's way of announcing his entrance to the active politics of the Republic of Kenya, which we can all disagree with because Uhuru Kenyatta loved Raila Odinga as his brother. They shared a bond that you cannot break. As you heard the confession from Raila Odinga's youngest sibling, that is the Kisumu women representative Ruth Odinga, who claimed that Uhuru Kenyatta and the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga family grew up knowing each other because they spent most of their times in the Kisumu State Lodge. Now, this is what you should know about the RUTOS regime. This is a clear indication that the RUTOS regime is a coward regime that fears anybody that seems to be receiving more love from the people of the Republic of Kenya. Uhuru's reception in Nyayo Stadium and Bondo during the burial of Right Honorable Raila Odinga did not sit well with William Ruto, and that forced Ruto to mobilize a group of his minions to attack Uhuru Kenyatta and force Uhuru to retreat back to his retirement. Another reason why Farouk Kibet went all out to attack Uhuru yesterday is after learning that Uhuru spent 2 days in Bondo, Siaya, at Raila's hotel after Raila's burial, where Uhuru Kenyatta held a consultative meeting with Raila Odinga's family led by Mama Ida Odinga, and Uhuru gave them the information of the meeting that allegedly took place in Dubai between Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta. And Uhuru revealed to them what he and Raila had agreed upon in Dubai on the way forward of Raila Odinga ODM party, where Raila had made up his mind to hold on the merger of UDA and ODM parties. If you have watched the analysis we did yesterday about Uhuru and Raila's meeting in Dubai, Raila had already succumbed to the pressure that was being mounted on him by the ODM officials and also the government of William Ruto, were requesting Raila Amolo Odinga to accept the merger of UDA party, which is the ruling party, and currently the influence of UDA party is dying and disappearing completely. But now, if Raila Amolo Odinga accepted the merger of ODM and UDA, then that would actually revive the UDA party. Now, UDA was meant to absorb ODM in it, because that was William Ruto's plan all along. But Raila had refused. But after more and more persuasion and deal being made to soften Raila's heart, Raila was giving in. When Uhuru learned that Raila Amolo Odinga was actually giving in to William Ruto's treasury and to William Ruto's plans, that is when Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta intervened and called Raila Amolo Odinga. And that is when they held the said meeting in Dubai about a month ago. This happened after the office of the Registrar of Political Parties was opened. Remember, the office of the Registrar of Political Parties has been closed from last year after Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment, after William Ruto learned the plan of Rigathi Gachagua starting his own party. But that is what led them to close what? To close down the office of registrar parties, to stop registration of more political parties. But recently, about a month ago, William Ruto reopened the office of the registrar of political parties. That is after he learned that now Raila Amolo Odinga was ready to accept a merger between UDA and ODM. Remember, before that, William Ruto had merged UDA party with ANC party, which was Musalia Mudavadi's party. And that completely destroyed ANC, and ANC ceased from existing. And Musalia Mudavadi, influence within the Kenya Kwanza regime, died completely because he does not have any bargaining power. So Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta intervened to stop Raila Amolo Odinga from accepting that deal, because it would have killed one of the most influential political parties in the Republic of Kenya since the introduction of multipartyism in the Republic of Kenya. That is ODM party. After Raila Amolo Odinga hearing what Uhuru went to say, it's believed they held a 2-hour meeting in Dubai. After that meeting, Raila accepted to support Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and to actually stop the merge of ODM and UDA. That happened, but Raila Amolo Odinga did not convey this message to the family and to the ODM fraternity before his death, because after the meeting, that is when Raila Amolo Odinga went to India for treatment. He stayed there for some time, and that is when Raila Amolo Odinga was announced dead last week, which was on 15th of October 2025. Now, realizing this, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta had to intervene to make sure that the family understands what Raila Amolo Odinga wanted and what Raila Amolo Odinga had actually decided to do with the ODM party. Now, Farouk Kibet and the government of William Ruto, having learned that Uhuru had convinced Raila to back KALONo Musyoka and Matiang'i's ticket in 2027 from their NIS sources, Farouk convened a meeting to counter Uhuru Kenyatta plans by attacking him daily on their political rallies. Uhuru displayed his support for KALONo Musyoka publicly on the Raila Amolo Odinga's state burial at Nyayo Stadium, when he embraced Kalonzo publicly in front of William Ruto, and that was why you have heard Farouk Kibet ask whether Uhuru is retired politically or not, where he says Uhuru is playing a con game in the politics of the Republic of Kenya. He wants to be the kingmaker of the next government. One thing these people learned is that KALONo Musyoka and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta are friends. KALONo Musyoka and Raila Amolo Odinga are friends. And if Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is to support KALONo Musyoka, the supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga will actually support whoever Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is supporting, most of them, because Uhuru and Raila Amolo Odinga shared a very concrete bond. And the reception that Uhuru received in Nyayo Stadium, in Bondo, and him staying in Bondo, meeting with the family, spending time with the family, convinced the William Ruto's team that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has an head game at the end of the day. Though for Uhuru, his plans all along and these meetings that he was holding were because he and Raila Amolo Odinga have been family friends for so long. But these people know and they believe that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta wants to mobilize the Luo Nyanza, the Mount Kenya region, and the whole of the opposition to vote out the William Ruto's regime come the year 2027. And that is why they are acting up and showing up every type of disrespect to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And now it's high time that Rigathi Gachagua and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta realize that even if they go ahead to fight each other, there is no time that William Ruto and his people will respect the Mount Kenya region and the decision made by the former president. You know, Raila and Uhuru met before Uhuru actually hosted the Jubilee NDC, which happened last month. After the NIS relayed this information to the government feels so threatened. Uhuru has actually accepted Kalonzo for presidency, and he is ready to back Kalonzo Musyoka's presidency, and his candidate for Jubilee Party, Fred Matiang'i, will be the running mate to Kalonzo Musyoka. And that is why the William Ruto's team feels threatened, because they know if that ticket is fielded, then actually they might lose to Kalonzo Musyoka and Fred Matiang'i. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to know your take on recent attacks and how these politics are currently playing out. Leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. This is the Kenyan Daily Report. Make sure you subscribe.